So as I was saying last night, we got to see a couple of playoff possible matchups, and I want to talk about those heading into playoff season. The Orlando Magic hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers in a game that I really thought Cleveland was going to come out and dominate with the lack of size that Orlando has been having as of recent, starting Tristan da Silva, Wendell Carter, not having their full lineup of Franz Wagner in there yet, but the Orlando Magic had a really, really good shooting night overall, 52% from the field, 34% from three, but mainly their starting lineup absolutely dominated this one. Desmond Bane, 35 points on 19 shots. I thought his aggressiveness against guys like Donovan Mitchell and James Harden was really, really impressive to watch. Desmond Bane obviously traded for 4 first-round picks this past offseason. I didn't love the move just because I knew the fit was there, but I didn't know if the money and what they were giving up was going to be enough to build around Paolo and Franz as your 1 and 2. Well, Desmond Bane has been everything and more that the Orlando Magic could have asked for this year. 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting really well from the field, 49%, 39 from 3. In the absences of Franz Wagner throughout the majority of the season, I thought Desmond Bane has played really well, and he really showed his cards against the Cavaliers the other day. But I will say Cavaliers missing a couple of guys like Jarrett Allen. Dennis Schroeder, I thought, played a terrible game off the bench. When Dennis Schroeder's minutes happened, I just thought overall it was so disappointing to watch him try and be a secondary ball handler. Him and James Harden should never be on the floor together. Dennis Schroeder and James Harden should not touch the court together. But my MVP of this game off the bench, I got to give credit, Keon Ellis. 20 points, 4 rebounds. Was super impressed with his defensive impact specifically. I know it only shows 1 steal, 1 block, but he was everywhere, rotating, getting through screens. With the lack of defense that they really have between James Harden and Donovan Mitchell as their backcourt, Keon Ellis is going to be a huge impact player come playoff time for the Cavaliers. But if James Harden, 30 points on 16 shots, Donovan Mitchell, 25, Evan Mobley, 18 on 13, that should be enough, in my opinion, for you guys to be able to go into Orlando and win. But Orlando held their hat on the defensive side of the ball late in this game specifically, and Desmond Bane and Paolo had really good games. Tristan da Silva, 23 points in the starting lineup, shooting efficiently from the field. Really impressed overall what I saw from the depth and just overall team camaraderie of the Orlando Magic yesterday, and Desmond Bane continues to thrive in that role. The Pelicans beat the Toronto Raptors in kind of a surprising game, but really giving credit to DeJounte Murray. 27 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, including one play that he crossed up Jamal Shead so bad he stood over top of him, and that was kind of sad. I saw a lot of people defending Jamal Shead after that because it was kind of a disrespect thing from DeJounte Murray, but starting lineup of the Pelicans, they're really starting to put together a core that they like. Between DeJounte, Trey Murphy, Zion, Herb Jones, Sadiq Bey has played really well, but my biggest problem with, running out a lineup that you want to win is really hurting your development of former first-round picks in Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. I'm not seeing them developing later into the season as much as I would have liked. Don't forget, they're also paying Jordan Poole $31 million to get DMP coach's decisions. So, as much as a win like this for the Pelicans feels good on the stat sheet, is it really good for your long-term future? Not at all. And as for Toronto, you've got to get more production offensively out of Scotty Barnes and really just your bench unit. Not a lot of great bench shooting here. Trace Jackson Davis not really scoring a lot. Jamal Shead not scoring. Jacoby Walter being unimpactful. Just a lot of stuff missing in Toronto if they're going to make that deep playoff run.
Did you grab that case of McDonald's?
Yes.
Do you have it in a break? Or
No, you can grab the whole rest of the case. It's right there. Of course. Shout out assistant store manager Frank, by the way, absolute legend.
What's up, stream?
The Knicks defeated the Utah Jazz yesterday, 134-117. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson against his former team, 27 points off the bench. I was just talking in depth about how little I was proud, or how little I felt was good about the bench unit for the Knicks, especially with Mikal Bridges struggling from the field the way he has been. But Jose Alvarado, plus 28 plus minus in 15 minutes. Jordan Clarkson, 27 points. Mitchell Robinson, 13 rebounds, plus 16. I mean, it is the Jazz, so you expect the Knicks to win. They had to dominate the second half to win this one, but overall, good win for the Knicks. I just thought building their bench unit up was a really big thing in games like that. I was really excited to watch this Nuggets-Rockets game until the third quarter came around, and Denver just blew Houston out of the water. Houston was playing way too much team ball, prioritizing their others way too much in this game. Sengun took 8 shots. KD took 8 shots. Those are the two of the least amount of shot attempts taken on their entire team. Even Clint Capella got up 7 shots in this one. Houston, you're not going to win basketball games if Sengun and Kevin Durant are getting shut down and they're making the others beat them, because that's the recipe with this Houston Rockets team. Make the others beat you, and you're likely going to beat them. Jamal Murray, 30 points on 21 shots. Really solid game. The entire starting lineup, though, just absolutely dominated the second half of this one. Jokic, 16, 13, and 12. 5 steals, by the way, for Jokic, something that very rarely happens. Finally, Cam Johnson started hitting some shots. Cam Johnson can be such an impact player in this offense if he just hits his shots. And it's also so funny to think about a guy like Aaron Gordon. I was listening to the announcers talk about him earlier because, you know, Aaron Gordon's never going to be a superstar NBA player. We're never going to think of him as an upper echelon player. But his role with Denver is such a star role, and they need him to be successful out there. You can just see 0 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. But you can tell the impact he has out there defensively, versatile, can pass, is so good next to Jokic. Was really impressed with the starting lineups minutes. Finally, the Denver Nuggets are really, really healthy. We're starting to see them get, you know, a lot of momentum heading into the playoffs. And I can continue to talk about Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas off the bench. The moves that they made because they traded MPJ for Cam Johnson is going to be the reason why I have the Nuggets making a deep run in the playoffs. The Hornets come back in the second half and beat the Sacramento Kings behind their big three, really, LaMelo, Khan, and Brandon Miller, with Miles Bridges, 26 points on 15 shots. If you can be efficient, that's huge. DeMar DeRozan, though, big game, 39 points on only 5 misses, 6 rebounds, or 6 assists, 4 rebounds. I don't know. I don't have much to say about the Kings. Good win for the Hornets overall. I got to watch the LaMelo highlights. He continues to hit these insanely long logo threes that should not be made. But good for LaMelo. The Hornets above 500 for the first time since LaMelo has really been there. Really, really proud of what Charlotte has built. And in a game I was so excited to watch to end the night, the Clippers just kind of dominated this game from the first quarter. Kawhi Leonard. Is it crazy to say that Kawhi Leonard might be a top 7 player in basketball at this current moment? Because I don't think it's that crazy. 45 points, 15 of 20 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 turnover, 2 steals, a plus 41 plus minus in this one. The versatility he brings on defense, his offensive efficiency, he's become so robotic with his jump shot. It is just incredible to see what Kawhi Leonard has been doing at this age. And they have not lost, by the way. The Clippers have not lost a game that Darius Garland has played in. So you guys, you know, a lot of people ripped on the Clippers for what they did at the trade deadline. I was out here saying they got younger and they didn't get much worse. And both of those takes are true. They got younger, and Darius Garland has looked really good. Benedict Mathurin has looked really good. Kawhi has been an A1 superstar over the past couple weeks. Now, mind you, winning games with Brook Lopez as your center in 2026 is a difficult thing to do. But the Clippers, they hung their hat on the offensive side of the ball. They let Ant do their thing. You know, Naz Reid came off the bench, shot a lot. Look at this. If you'd have told me the Timberwolves shot 60% from the field, 44% from 3, and 86% from the free throw line, I probably would have told you that they won the game. The problem was the Clippers shot 63, 51, 83. I mean, how can you beat that? How can you beat 51% shooting from 3, especially against the Clippers with Ty Lue and Jeff Van Gundy running their offensive schemes? It's just incredible. Just incredible what I'm seeing out of the Clippers since they've made the trades. I thought they were going to get a little bit worse, but no, they've really maintained in every game that Darius Garland has played, and the Clippers have won. So that's really exciting stuff for the Clippers moving forward in the future of their team, and I cannot believe Kawhi is still a Clipper. Come the offseason, some team trade multiple firsts for him because as long as he's healthy, he is a top 3 player in the Western Conference you'd want on your team come playoff time, and I really, really believe that. He is so, so good. What's my take on Bam Adebayo's 83-point game? Biker asking about it. Shooting under 50%. He's the first player in NBA history to score over 70, shooting under 50% from the field. Most free throw attempts of all time in a game, 43 free throw attempts, 36 makes, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 turnovers, 2 steals, 2 blocks. My thoughts is appreciate legendary moments when they're in the moment, right? I was trying to watch this game with no hate in my heart of it, even though the way that he got to 83 from basically once he hit like 70, after about 68, 70, it was just really bad basketball to watch. I hate to say that, but it was him throwing his body into defenders, making sure they got to the free throw line, challenging a charge call when they were up by 40. There was a lot wrong in the later ends of this game, but I don't want that to take away from how incredible of a first half Bam Adebayo had in this one. He had 31 points in the first quarter, 48 points, I believe, going into halftime. Ended with 83 because Eric Spoelstra and them basically knew they had the win secured, so they just tried to stat pad him in the second half. I really don't blame him for doing that. Why not? If you're going to have a chance at the record, there's been so many times in NBA history, like Klay Thompson, 60 points, pulled at the end of the third quarter. Joel Embiid, 70 points, pulled by the end of the third quarter. Luka, pulled by the middle of the fourth quarter. It's like, why not just give these guys the ability to go out there and try and break the record and go play some fun basketball? That's exactly what the Heat did. Bam Adebayo has secured himself as the second highest scorer in a single game in NBA history, only behind the mythical Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game, surpassing Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. I also saw a lot of people coming in and trying to talk about, like, oh, just because it's the Wizards, it doesn't count. Kobe's 81 was against the worst basketball team in the league at that time, and that was Toronto. So, like, let's not act like just because the Wizards are bad, that's why it happened. The Wizards allowed it to happen, and that's why they're so bad, because they didn't take Bam Adebayo out in the second half or anything. Like, they kept fouling him. No one fouled out of this game for Washington, but yet Anthony Gill, Tristan Vucevic, and Jaden Hardy had 5 fouls each off the bench. It's like, it was terrible performances from both teams, in my opinion, late in this game. But you have to say it's way worse for the Washington Wizards because they never stopped Bam from getting to where he was. They tried. I mean, they put 3 guys on him late in the game running around trying to get him the ball. But it was unethical basketball on both sides of the court late in the game. It made me sad to watch the record get broken that way. I would like to see it be a close game. But at the end of the day, the NBA in 2026, you're not going to break a scoring record and have a close game. If a guy has 70 points going into the third quarter, like, you're going into the fourth, you're probably winning the game at this point in today's NBA. So to see Bam do is really fun. It is a legendary moment. I actually think it's good for the game of basketball because we're going to see a lot more higher scoring games like this. Like, I saw someone tweet out immediately. It's like, dude, Bam Adebayo shot 22 3-pointers. Can we just get one game where Steph Curry takes 30? Like, Curry, take 33s and just see what happens. Like, that's kind of what I hope stems from this, is we get to see some players later in seasons just not carrying and chucking up shots. So I think it'll be fun to watch. But as for, like, the game itself, I was very impressed with Bam and the Heat up until that fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter is very unethical basketball after that. But I'm very happy we got to see it. I'm happy that it happened during, like, right now while I'm doing this in my streaming job, because I thought it was so fun to go through and watch all the Bam Adebayo shots. His catch-and-shoot threes were impressive. His off-the-dribble plays were impressive. I mean, he was hitting everything offensively. Then the fourth quarter came around, and Eric Spoelstra was like, make sure you go get the record, and he made sure he got the record. Let me just say that. But that's my NBA talk for the day. Couple cool games on tonight. Sixers, Pistons. I expect the Pistons to absolutely dominate this one. Bucks, Heat. I expect the Bucks to put up a better fight. I saw Giannis saying, like, maybe we'll hold Bam to only 82 points next game. I thought that was kind of funny. So I'm just excited to see how Bam responds and how Giannis responds to all that. But the biggest 2 games of the night, probably the best 4 teams in the entire NBA are playing against each other tonight. You have Nuggets against the Spurs in a battle of who's probably the second best team in the West. And then Celtics Thunder, which is our most likely NBA Finals preview, happening tonight. So be on the lookout. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 2 of the best basketball games in the regular season possible happening tonight on Thursday night. That's going to do it for the NBA talk for the day. I will continue on by going and doing some of the ballknowledgegaming.com games to help promote some basketball. We'll do the points per, or actually, you know, let's do the points per game draft. We're just trying to get the highest points per game starting 5. It gives us 5 teams randomly, and we take those teams and we try and get the highest point per game score in NBA history on that team. So, for example, Orlando Magic, I'm going to easily start here with a Tracy McGrady season, averaging, 32 points per game. Simple. Cavs, y'all know where I'm going. LeBron James. Cleveland, small forward. Utah Jazz, I'm sticking with my forward, going Karl Malone, second highest scorer in NBA history. Nuggets, not great here. Do I want to take a guard or a center? Well, I know Jokic basically averages a 30-point triple-double, so I'll go Jokic at 29.6. We get Washington 10. Actually, it's really good. Bradley Beal. That's a pretty high score. 155.4 is one of our higher scores that we've gotten, actually. We'll run it a couple more times, see if we can do better than 155.4 heading into, NBA trivia. Pelicans. I'm going to start off with getting our center out of the way, Anthony Davis. If you guys don't know now, you know. Bob Pettit, 31.1 points per game. Oh, I wish we had saved the Clippers because I wish I didn't use Anthony Davis because the Clippers have Bob McAdoo at the center, averaging 34. Bob McAdoo is such a cheat code in this. Clippers, what's the best route to go all-time Clippers scoring? Yikes. I'm thinking, honestly, I just go with like a James Harden. I know that sounds crazy, but 22 is really bad. Pistons, I'm going to go with a nice little Jerry Stackhouse, average 29.8. And then Hornets, forward, I'll probably have to go with a Glenn Rice. I think that might be one of my best bets. He had 27 points. So as you can see, 138 was there. So 155 is really high. We'll try and continue doing better than 155 here for a couple more tries. Wizards. Let's go back to Bradley Beal. 30-point per game guy, Bradley Beal. Mavericks, you know where I'm going. Luka Doncic, 33. Bob Pettit is going to be my power forward for Atlanta. If I get Clippers, I'm going to be so sad, but I got to go Anthony Davis as the center. Kings. Best Kings forward scorer of all time. I could go Weber. I could go DeRozan. I could go... Yikes. Kings forwards is going to kind of hurt this run here. We could have done really well, but I don't think we're going to get a 30-point per game guy here. Is Kevin Martin included? No Kevin Martin. I'll try Weber. 27. Okay, you know what? Not bad. 27. So 151. I'll take 151.4. Only 4 points off our last one. Let's do a couple more. Lakers. Okay, Lakers. I'm going to go Jerry West. No. I'm going to go Elgin Baylor. 35-point per game Elgin Baylor. That was the right route to go. 35-point Elgin Baylor, especially that forward position has been harder. Raptors is going to be tough. I think I just got to go with one of those DeRozan seasons, though. 27, nice. We'll easily go Dame Dollar, average 32 one season. Memphis. Oh, Memphis is going to hurt. Forwards or centers. Either way, I don't think we have a great one here. Triple J, Zach Randolph. I'm thinking of Marc Gasol. Triple J. Yikes. Highest scorer out of all these guys? Probably Triple J. 16 as a forward. I guess as a center, he'd be a lot better. And then we got a center here from the Rockets. I'll just go with Hakeem. 28. That's not good. Triple J really killed us. Oh, we got Rockets early on. James Harden, 37. 36. Sorry, I'll take that. Grizzlies. I'm going to have to just go simple with John Moran. He averaged 27. Timberwolves, I'll have to go with a nice little KG. 24. Clippers, we get Bob McAdoo. Nice. I love Bob McAdoo. And the Nuggets, Carmelo. 151 again. Not bad. We got to get one better than 155. Jeez. Kemba. Cardiac. Kemba at 25. Raptors, this is already a blown one. This one already blows. LeBron. Sixers, I'll go Wilt. What did Wilt average? 33 and then KG. So that got us to 142. Not terrible. Brooklyn Nets. I'll do Kevin Durant. 29, okay. Suns. Do I go Charles Barkley or Devin Booker? Let's go Barkley. Let's get our forwards out of the way. Chuck, 25. Should have gone Devin Booker. Oh, I can get point guard LeBron, averaging 20. Oh, my God. I'll go Patrick Ewing at center, 28, and I'll go like George Gervin at the shooting guard, 33. Another bad one. Come on, can we do better than this? Nuggets, man. Nuggets are hurting. I'll go with a nice just Jokic at center, though. Keep it simple. Heat, I'll go LeBron. I'll go LeBron. No, I won't. I'll go Wade. Let's give Dwayne Wade some love. 30-point per game D Wade. Pacers, highest scorer. Paul George was never really above 27 as a Pacer. I think I'm going to go Reggie. Keep it simple. Reggie Miller, 24. It's so bad. Glenn Rice, I got to go for the Hornets. And Zach Randolph. That was a terrible one. 132. Come on, can we just break? Yup. Okay, we'll take Big Yoke. I used Tracy McGrady, so now I can't use T-Mac anymore. Dang it. Dwight as a forward is not going to be that high. This is not a good list to choose from. I'll go Paolo, 22, and then we'll go Kawhi as a forward for the Raptors, 26. Got to break 150 before we get out of here. Okay, let's go Luka. Luka at 33. Lakers. Let's just go Shaq. 29. Celtics, Havlicek or Bird? I'll try Havlicek. 29. We'll go LeBron and Orlando, Tracy McGrady. That's going to get us over 150. Boom, 156. That's our best run. So 156, best run as our last one. We'll call it there. That was fun. NBA point per game draft face-off and my NBA basketball recap. Great games on tonight, though. Nuggets, Spurs, Celtics, Thunder. I can't wait to talk about those tomorrow morning with you guys.